CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. We begin tonight in Central Saanich, where family and friends came together this afternoon for the funeral service for Emily Morin and Mark Mitchell. The couple were two of three young people killed last Saturday in an early morning house fire in Victoria. Emily and Mark were in love with each other and with Vancouver Island. They loved to farm and garden and were remembered today as two peas in a pod. Hundreds of friends and family, along with police officers and firefighters, took time to remember the young couple. A combined service was held this afternoon at the Friendship Community Church. The parents of Mark and Emily say the two were an inspiring couple who dedicated their lives to working in nature and defending the environment. Earlier this week, Mark's parents showed us the garlic growing project in their backyard that the two had started together. Friends at the service say they love the environment.
The great thing was that they never pushed anything on anybody. They never put you down for, if you didn't recycle as well, or, if you didn't eat organic all the time. But they were always kind of encouraging everybody to compost as much as possible and do their part too.
The couple died after a fire believed to have started in a couch broke out on the 16th of February in a home the couple rented with others on Johnson Street. Along with friends, several firefighters took time out of their personal schedules today to attend the service. On Friday, a service was held for Emily and Mark's roommate, Georgia Clapp, the third person who died in the fire. Friends who knew Emily say they feel privileged to have known her.
She was just always so positive and so caring of just everybody around her, and she was just such a sweet person.
She was always positive all the time, and there was sort of a sense of friendship that she had all the time, and everybody just loved to be around her.
In a pamphlet handed out at the service, the families of Emily and Mark thanked the community for its support during this difficult time. Fundraising efforts have helped both families and the surviving victims. $4,000 was raised to help the Morins this week, and a trust fund is still set up to help the surviving roommates at all Van City branches across the province. It's called For the Johnson Street Fire Victims. The BC Coroner's Service, along with Sooke RCMP, continue to look into the discovery of a body near Sooke potholes. Police have spent a week in the area looking for Robert Derrick, also known as Bonsai Bob. Derrick is accused of sexually assaulting young boys and was reported missing last week. Yesterday, a body was found in a large shed near Derrick's home. The body was expected to be removed last night, but as of this afternoon, it was still in the area. Sooke RCMP and the BC Coroner's Service spent the day in the area by Derrick's home. It's unclear why there was a delay in removing the body. Police have not confirmed the identity of the body, but say foul play is not suspected in the death. Yesterday, friends of Robert Derrick were visibly upset leaving the area. Today, someone had dropped off flowers and a balloon reading, "You're so special." Wanda Fuca search and rescue teams were looking for Robert Derrick in the area yesterday, but the search was suspended after two individuals discovered the body. WESTSHORE RCMP are looking for the public's help after an intoxicated man fell victim to a graffiti artist. Police have released photos of the man covered in graffiti and are hoping someone may be able to identify the markings. This is how the man appeared when he was arrested Tuesday night, passed out underneath the 6 Mile Bridge. The man was intoxicated and does not remember being spray painted on. His body was also covered in the paint. Police are hoping someone can help identify the markings or tags so they can find whoever did this.
Well, it's actually frustrating somebody. First of all, we take advantage of somebody who can't do anything about it. Secondly is, somebody with that level of intoxication, we want to know about it. And the reason is because, things can happen when you're intoxicated, like, for example, choke on your own, vomit and so forth. And that we should have had the call than just putting graffiti on somebody.
Anyone with any information is asked to call WESTSHORE RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Saanich police had a busy night. A 35-year-old is expected to face charges after police found a sawed-off shotgun along with other weapons inside an apartment on the 3200 block of Cook Street. He has a court date for early April. Police also stopped a 63-year-old man who was driving drunk. He had turned the wrong way onto Blanchard Street last night and started driving towards oncoming traffic. The situation could have been much worse. The man was given a 90-day driving ban as well as a hefty fine. His car will also be impounded for 30 days. Yesterday, it was the BC Liberals. Today, it was the NDP's turn to pull the curtain back on its team heading into the next provincial election. NDP leader Adrian Dix spoke to party faithful at a candidate unveiling in Burnaby this afternoon. The speech was expected to be streamed live, but technical issues prevented the public from watching online. The issue was eventually fixed. In his speech, Dix spoke on jobs, the environment, and good government, focusing on the NDP's slogan, "Change for the Better." Both parties are now in full campaign mode leading up to the May election. Employees at an office building in Victoria are being caught up in the life of a great horned owl and her 3 owlets. The owls live in a nest, but it's not in a tree and it's not very protected. It's so out in the open that cameras have been set up to stream the owls' lives online. And the owls, they don't seem to mind the attention. If it wasn't for its round yellow eyes, you might not notice it. Buried in a planter box off a 4th floor office window.
Well, with all the traffic and the people that close to the windows, it's really unusual.
When employees at the Pacific Forestry Center first noticed the owl in January sitting in their planter, they thought it was injured and called help.
When I got there, obviously it wasn't injured, but it was sitting on 3 eggs. So.
Owls typically take over other nests, usually in more isolated areas, not next to busy offices with employees monitoring every move.
The dad came by at about 6:30 and flew in and dropped off a rat there this morning.
It's the kind of action the Hancock Wildlife Association tries to share online, with live shots of wildlife around the province.
There's a close-up of the eye there.
The great horned owls seem made for the camera.
It's kind of exciting because we got an opportunity to put a camera so close to a nest. If they were in a red-tailed nest up a tree, you know, it'd be almost impossible to get the power up there and get the shots that we'd like.
Since January, the office and the owl have developed a relationship.
The mama owl we've called Oulette, and daddy is Ollie. That way, because we're a federal government institution, we have to have both languages.
The employees look out for the owl. There was even a contract in place to have work done on the building's planters, but that was postponed.
So we've got 3 babies.
Eventually, on Valentine's Day, the 3 little eggs hatched. Those who missed it could read about it on the lunchroom wall.
That to me was pretty exciting to see.
In the coming weeks, the owlets are expected to fledge. Once their wings are strong enough, they'll eventually join the parents on hunting trips. If that goes well, the family could re-nest in the planter box next year. The employees hope that happens and are making every effort to make the owls feel at home.
So hopefully we won't be bothering them too much, you know.
So far, the relationship seems to be working for both parties. The owls get an unconventional home, and in return, the office gets a view it never imagined it would have.
We find that the best view of these owls is not actually out here in the parking lot, but just out the office window.
You can see the owls online at hancockwildlife.org. Despite a few gutter balls, it was all smiles today in Nanaimo for the Big Brothers Big Sisters Bowl for Kids' Sake. And this year, there were a few familiar faces at the alley. Batman, Superwoman, and Captain Confusion, otherwise known as CTV's Scott Cunningham, Myra Lawrence, and Gord Kurbis on hand to roll some strikes and help raise some money for Big Brothers Big Sisters on the Mid-Island.
This is one of the biggest events of the year, Bowl for Kids, and that's where the community will come out and support our agency as well as our matches. So what it means for us today is we have a long list of littles waiting to be matched, and every dollar raised here will go into our program.
The costumes were not mandatory, but organizers say they were definitely fitting.
We all grow up with Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, etc. But the real heroes are everyday Big Brothers, Big Sisters. They're the ones who give their time, their energy to mentor children. That's the biggest hero that we could ever ask for.
Now, there was more than just bowling taking place today. Perhaps you've heard of the Harlem Shake, the dance craze that's gone viral. We were wondering how long it would take for the dance to infiltrate our newsroom here, and it's happened. There it is, the Harlem Shake. Nice work by everyone, especially Captain Curious and Batman there. We will have this video on our website at ctvvancouverisland.ca. To support Big Brothers and Big Sisters, you can online at bigbrothersbigsisters.ca. The University of Victoria men's basketball team is one step closer to its first CIS national berth since 2006. Last night, Game 2 of the best-of-3 quarterfinal series against the Bisons from Manitoba. The Vikes picked up right where they left off Friday after taking Game 1 76-70. By halftime, the Vikes had a 19-point lead, thanks in large part to the Vikes bench, which outscored the Bisons 31-11. The Vikes seem to be officially hot and peaking at just the right time. Last night marked their 11th win in their last 12 games, but the Vikes are not getting ahead of themselves.
The one mission down, next one next. You know, we gotta focus on the Final Four and take our time and focus and rest. You know, that's really what it's all about. So we come out and just play good and play our game.
The group has really improved throughout the year, and our goal is always, obviously, to get to the national championship. But there was a lot of work, you know, and you know, in that matter, and we're not there yet, right? So it's one game at a time, and obviously the Friday night game over at in the Final Four will be big. Obviously, I mean, you're probably one and done. We're in a situation we're going to have to win to get in. We're not going to get a wild card position. We know that. And so we got to get another win here, and to be honest, I mean, we'd like to obviously to get a Canada West championship if we have a chance to do that.
The Vikes were the only team to advance to the Final Four last night. The Canada West Final Four starts this Friday, March 1st. The Vikes only need one win to advance to the Nationals. Congratulations to them. We should also note the Vikes women lost their game by 2 points, losing their best-of-3 series to Regina. Finishing up tonight, it seems the rush of bungee jumping just was not enough for a group of fundraising thrill seekers on the Mid-Island. In order to get hearts really pounding and bodies really shivering, hundreds decided to drop it all before dropping themselves. And a warning, perhaps no surprise, there are some bare backsides in this report from CTV's Jet Bassi.
Hundreds are getting bare and taking the leap.
For the thrill of it, the fun of it.
For a lot of people, it's a real story.
We're having a bro weekend.
It's the annual naked bungee jump event at Wild Plain Nanaimo. Jumpers are getting half off the rate if they take it all off.
We actually had the highest pre-registrations of 148 people. Spectators coming in, drop-ins coming in, all ready to jump.
They climb up the stairs, strip down, and step onto the platform. They're jumping for schizophrenia.
Basically, it's all to raise awareness around mental health, specifically schizophrenia and psychosis, which affects 1 out of 100 people.
Jumpers lined up to take the ankle strap plunge. Some psych themselves up while others close their eyes and let gravity do all the work.
Amazing. I felt so incredible.
Once I was accomplished, I felt great. I felt like a new man.
Facing mental health issues day by day, the bravery that it takes to do this event, it's a pretty nice tie-in message.
For these jumpers, it was easier to drop their pants than to drop 46 meters.
You're standing up there naked for a while anyways before you jump off, so you kind of get used to it.
It's more nerve-wracking before you get here. Once you're naked and you're among other naked people, it's all cool.
I think a lot of people want to be naked as much as possible. So.
The event was a huge success. The jumpers striked an item off their bucket list while helping raise money and awareness for mental illness. Jet Bassi, CTV News, Nanaimo.